So I just went and got, hold on, I can't say what I just did, never mind. It's not, look, I'm walking around, it's not top secret, but I just can't be discussing everything I do. I mean, it's so obvious what I did, just so you have any idea what the heck I'm restricted from, how frustrating it is. I caught a freaking bus, it's broad daylight, and I went somewhere where there's people, it's a public place, but I just can't talk about it, so it's frustrating. This crap does have to stop. And there's nothing I can say. The only thing I can say is, see that beach way down there? That's where I was. Okay, and that intersection, right to the left in the intersection is the coffee shop, which of course I can't film, but that's where I was when I was approached by Jim Walters. It's a desolate beach. It's a bench. I was fucking shocked and stunned that he was there within 7 minutes, but they're all like that, and that's what I'm supposed to say. So at night, the town is like that. At night when I'm sitting, I gave up. It was like the first 2 weeks. I was here on the 15th when I was put onto the beach, thrown out for fabricated fake statements made in the court of law to obtain the restraining order to arrest me if I ever go back into the property where I witnessed massive stuff and things that I'm still not even allowed to say any words about. So basically I can't go back ever again and witness anymore if you need this to be explained to you. So no, I can never go back there, okay? No, but the stalking and the phone text, it was out of control. And I'm not allowed to talk about it. Where I saw Bonnie J. Walters and where I saw James F. Walters all over town just arriving in their vehicles, just suddenly there. It happened over and over and over again ever since I was casted onto the beach. But I was forbidden from saying anything. Okay, so remember, everything I say on the internet is completely intended. There's no sporadic, there's no impulsive. It's completely and utterly allowed. If it's not allowed, it's not going on, okay? But that's where I was, way down there. And it's really nice if you can sit there, lucky people who can, without being stalked by just the town. There's a really cool beach bench, and it's a bench that they artistically made a bench out of it. It's this thing that normally is on these big docks for boats, and they take the big ropes when they dock the boat and they tie the ropes to it. So they made a big bench out of it. I hope I'm making sense. So I thought, this is lovely, let me sit here. Anybody would think that, okay? And you hear the waves, it's so pretty there, right? And there's not a lot of town locals. There's not. It's very isolated. It's like where I was when I was down towards that marina. The marina, I was sitting on that bench where Zach approached me from the Port Townsend Police Department for no reason after I took 3 photos on iMaps and sat there silently. Is very desolated and isolated. It's not the bench that I photoed earlier that day. No, I went somewhere really cast away by the marina to not disturb people, to not be disturbed, to try to find just a little bit of peace and quiet, just like anybody does, okay? But no, that's not an option. I've clearly been displayed. I've clearly been very made aware. I do not have that option. So wherever I decide to go in this town to just find some space, they pop up. But the fact that a guy who went as far as to threaten to have me arrested if I go back to get any property, see my animals, anything, stalking me with his wife all over town down there went too far. It went too far. And then driving backwards in the road. So here's the road. the traffic's going that way. He started going backwards about 100 feet. It was really serious fucking business. I was like, that's it. You fucking serious, dude? And I walked as fast as I could away from James Walters. That is what I did if anybody witnessed it, but there was nobody around but these tweakers in a van. It was really bad. Okay, so, but that's where I was. And this is the sort of thing, so that boat that I filmed, that really cute boat at this very local public tourist part of Port Townsend, that's where I hang out. It's where all the tourists from the cruise boats, they all go there. Everybody goes there. That's why I complain about the noise, okay? And then I am on record for not being a fan of a lot of mufflers, so, but everybody goes there, okay? And that's where you'll find me. I'm basically condemned. Sometimes I feel I'm condemned to that part of the beach, but I can see why. Because I don't see James F. Walters or Bonnie Walters in their car or stalking me. But when I sit at that gazebo, it's 3 times. As soon as I sat at the gazebo, within 2 minutes, no longer. And I took photo evidence of it just because it was quite stunning. Bonnie Walters would text me, bam, I'd sit down, she'd text me. And another time, and this is since the 15th, another time I sat down, bam, she texted me. Oh, within a matter of less than 2 minutes. And then another time I sat at that gazebo, bam, Bonnie Walters texted me. Now the texting, it's just out of control. The following in the car has been going on, but I don't talk about it. I'm not allowed. But the boat that I filmed earlier, that everybody would go to, it's really cute. I would go there at night. I didn't crawl in the boat in the day, no, because I'm a grown adult. You know, you don't want to crawl in the boat. I think a lot of us are the same, you know, this is what kids do. But there was nobody around. I tried it 4 different times because I couldn't assess why. I'm on a beach, there's nobody there. It's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the sun has set. Why? It took me a handful of times to realize this is deliberate. This is, without question, deliberate actions by these locals. Because after 4 times, it's blatantly obvious. So I would get into that little boat that I filmed earlier, I said was really cute. I would do it at night because I'm a grown adult. I would sit there, it was fun. I thought, oh, this is really great. There's the beach, it's safe. So I thought, because I was new. And here's a cute little boat, let me sit in here. No one really sees me, you know. I'm not quite my age to do this, but let me get in here. And this is perfectly fine. Any adult or child can go in it. And within a matter of, this is at nighttime. Every time it happened when I got in the boat, it was when it was dark. They would come from the left. I have to film it to describe. They'd come on the shore. It was a female, twice. And then another time it was once from my right, and another time they came from behind me. And they're not tweakers or functioning drug addicts with cars. They're just regular locals, but they're standing literally, and they start to stand there, and they don't leave. So I'd be sitting there in this rowboat thinking I had just a little bit of time to sit in a boat at night. It was so weird. I couldn't assess until the 4th time. I'm like, this is fucking crazy what they're doing. They come out of nowhere in the dark, and you know they have money, they have cell phones. You're not scared of them. They're not. It's just regular folks, so it seems. And they all are holding their phones every time. They do it in the day too, but at night, that's what I wanted to bring up. They do it at night and day. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't talk to them, okay? But the 4th time I was so pissed, but I was aware of it at that point. It had been almost 2 weeks that I was stuck on the beach. And I mean, you become aware of it. Someone just walked by that I am not allowed to film or talk about, so we're going to turn the camera this way. Anyways, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, at first, me, anyone who's regular who doesn't do this really crazy shit to strangers, you're just sitting there. I wouldn't even dream something up like this. So I could not fucking understand what they were doing until the third and the fourth time. Then I realized at least the action they were taking, but I don't know why they all have their phones. I don't know what they're doing on their phones. I don't know why they're standing 10 feet, at most 15 feet from me. Some of it's like 30 feet away, but it's always really close to your personal space. And I don't know why, but this is another thing. They don't stand too much forward and they don't stand too much backwards. They're always basically parallel to you. They're either to your left or your right, slightly forward, maybe slightly backwards, not to be completely in a straight line with you. It's all completely on purpose. They do it with the brain thinking, let me stand here. I'm going up to her. I'm getting my cell phone out and I'm not going to move. I'm going to stand on purpose 10 feet away. I know it's nighttime. I'm getting my phone out and I know I'm pushing buttons now. I'm going to stand here and move my feet and walk in a circle right by her and keep pushing buttons on my phone. And this is what I can testify to. All I know is that after about less than 2 minutes, every time, the first time to the fourth time, it might have been more than that, it might have been 5 or 6 times before I became acutely aware that this was intentional on their part. Every time I would sit there and try to figure out what they were doing. And why were they going into someone's personal space, coming out of nowhere in the dark? And why are they like, your average person, that probably holds a job that has a minimum income, like probably maybe owns a house. Like, what is going on? It's still fucking so fucking weird, okay? And they're still doing it, but I don't go to that boat at night. I don't go to that park at night. Last night was the last time I attempt that, but it's usually tweakers. And yeah, they'll have jobs, a lot of them, but they're obviously hooked. But it's not a lot of the time, and it still goes on all day long, all morning long, but I can't say I have experienced it at night because I just don't go to that little boat. I just don't do it. Because you learn, okay, if I go here to this bench or anywhere by those rocks that I film and this shore, there's going to be these people that come from all points, north, south, east, and west, and start standing by you with their cell phones pushing buttons the whole time. They never stop with the phone. The cell phone is on. It'll be fucking dark. And you think it's safe, and you're like, what is this? Why are you doing that? Who are you? Why can't you move? I would never go stand by some stranger on a beach at night, 15 feet from them. What the fuck is your problem? I don't know. I guess they think they can call Zach at the Port Townsend Police Department, tell Zach whatever they like, and Zach will roll up on his bicycle. Adios.